question what is depression? Man has always lived with hope. A future, a paradise somewhere far away. He has never lived in the present. His golden age was always still to come. It kept him enthusiastic because greater things were going to happen. All his longings were going to be fulfilled. There was great joy in anticipation. He suffered in the present, he was miserable in the present. But all that was completely forgotten in the dreams that were going to be fulfilled tomorrow. Tomorrow has always been life-giving. But the situation has changed. The old situation was not good because the tomorrow, the fulfillment of his dreams, never became true. He died hoping. Even in his death, he was hoping for a future life. But he never actually experienced any rejoicing, any meaning. But it was tolerable. It was only a question of getting through today. It will pass, and tomorrow is bound to come. The religious prophets, messiahs, saviors were promising people all kinds of pleasures in paradise. The political leaders, the social ideologists, the utopians were promising the same thing, not in paradise, but here on earth, somewhere far away in the future, when the society goes through a total revolution. And there is no poverty, no government, and man is absolutely free and has everything that he needs. Both were basically fulfilling the same psychological need. To those who were materialistic, the ideological, political, sociological utopians were appealing. To those who were not so materialistic, the religious leaders were appealing. But the object of appeal was exactly the same. All that you can imagine, can dream of, can long for, will be absolutely fulfilled. With those dreams to fall back on, the present miseries seemed to be very small. There was enthusiasm in the world. People were not depressed. Depression is a contemporary phenomenon. And it has come into being because now there is no tomorrow. All political ideologies have failed. There is no possibility that man will ever be equal. No possibility that there will be a time when there will be no government. No possibility that all your dreams will be fulfilled. This has come as a great shock. Simultaneously, man has become more mature. He may go to the church, to the mosque, to the synagogue, to the temple. But they are only social conformities. And he does not want, in such a dark and depressed state, to be left alone. He wants to be with the crowd. But basically he knows there is no paradise. He knows that no savior is going to come. Hindus have waited 1,000 years for Krishna to return. He promised not only that he would come once. He promised that whenever there would be misery, suffering, whenever vice would be more prevalent than virtue, whenever nice and simple and innocent people were being exploited by the cunning and the hypocritical, he would come. He said, I will make myself a reality in every age to come. But for 500 years no sign has been seen of him. Jesus has promised he will come back, and when asked when, he said, very soon. Now, I can stretch, very soon. But not for 2,000 years, that is too much. The idea that our misery, our pain, our anguish will be taken away is no longer appealing. The idea that there is a God who cares for us seems to be simply a joke. Looking at the world, it doesn't seem as if there is anybody who cares. The reality is that man has always lived in poverty. Poverty has one thing beautiful about it. It never destroys your hope. It never goes against your dreams. It always brings enthusiasm for tomorrow. One is hopeful, believing that things will be better. This dark period is already passing, soon there will be light. But that situations has changed. And remember, the problem of depression is not an epidemic in undeveloped countries. In the poor countries, people are still hopeful. It is only in the developed countries, where they have everything they had always longed for. Now paradise will not do anymore, nor can a classless society help anymore. No utopia is going to be better. They have achieved the goal. And this achievement of the goal is the cause of depression. Now there is no hope. Tomorrow is dark, and the day after tomorrow will be even darker. All these things that they had dreamed of were very beautiful. But they had never looked at the implications of them. Now that they have them, they have the implications, too. When a man is poor, he has an appetite. What are you going to do with all your gold? All your silver, all your dollars? You cannot eat them. You have everything, but the appetite has disappeared. The hunger and the hope that was driving your struggle all along. You succeeded, and I have said again and again that nothing fails like success. You have reached a place that you wanted to reach. But you were not aware of the byproducts. You have millions of dollars, but you cannot sleep. When Alexander was in India, he met a naked mystic in the desert. He declared, "I am Alexander the Great." The mystic said, "You cannot be." Alexander said, "What nonsense. I am saying it myself. And you can see my armies all over the place." The mystic said, "I see your armies. But one who calls himself the Great has not yet reached greatness, because greatness makes people humble. And that is because it is such a failure, an utter failure." Alexander was a disciple of Aristotle, and he was trained by him in fine logic. He could not listen to all this mystical garbage. He said, "I don't believe all these things. I have conquered the whole world." The mystic asked him, "If in this desert you are thirsty, and for miles there is no water, and I offer you a glass of water, how much would you be able to give me for it?" Alexander said, "I would give you half of my kingdom." The mystic said, "No, I will not sell it for half of the kingdom. Either you can have the kingdom or you can have the glass of water. And you are thirsty and you are dying. And there are no possibilities of finding water anywhere. What will you do?" Alexander said, "Then naturally, I would give you the whole kingdom." The mystic laughed. He said, "So that is the price of your whole kingdom? Just a glass of water? And you think you have conquered the whole world? From today, you should start saying you have conquered a whole glass of water."